Hello. Do you guys want to see something prettier than me? I would think so. I'm going to show you right here, guys. Hold on. I'm working on the 460 heads. Pretty dirty in there. But I am determined to make these bowls how I want. Because I'm not too happy with them. If you look in here, you can see how these bowls, they flatten out. There's not a lot of room. And I've actually already cut these back with the guides. The guides come way up in these, so I think most people would know that. But in case you've never seen a 460 head, they're very shallow in the bowl area. And what happens here, they dip way back into this area. And when the air comes out, it has tendency off the seat here, the air will actually build like a tornado type effect and have tendency, instead of going out, to go back and just stay in this back corner. So what I've done here, I've rounded the bowl all in here. And you have to be careful because, well, if you have a sonic tester, it would help. But I don't. So I just go by the casting lines. As you can see here, like a stock casting line would be like this. Okay. Until it's almost gone. And when I'm finished, it probably will be gone. So that's what you can kind of go by to make sure you don't go through. But back in here, it's very bad. Now you don't want to dig at something and make it deeper this way, but what you want to do, you want to contour the bowl in the best you can so the air has tendency to go out this way. But it's very high off the back of the seat here, and you would think that'd be a good thing, but what it does, it pinches off this way towards the back instead of out. So I hope you guys can see the difference with that. And it's a lot more narrow in person than it looks on here, because I'm kind of magnifying this. Sorry guys, my fingers are dropping over top the camera and it's hard for me to look through this and see exactly what I'm showing you guys, and then I don't notice that. So I hope I didn't block what I was trying to show you. So one more time, there's your stock casting, and you can also see that thick meat towards the top. And this is what I'm after. I want to get this more rounded in here. And what you don't want is like a low spot where your guide is, because that will be a dead area where air just doesn't move. I hope you guys can see this. I level this back here and try to make almost like a ramp. Like most guys have had ramps they've made jumping bikes on, like your bicycle, you make a ramp and woof, go up the ramp, or a ski lift, whatever, ski ramp rather. And you want to make this where there's not any low spots. Like this has a little low spot right here, and you want to try to keep all that out there. Just taper it all in flush and keep it as round as possible. That's the way I do it, guys. So I want to show you this though, fellas, if I can do this and catch it on video. So I hope you see that little demonstration there, and what that shows me is that this port is pretty clean now, because on a stock port there would be material off of that. That's material that was where I was grinding, and it's part metal, part cartridge roll. So that's what that mess was laying in the port. Most of it was cartridge roll though. But here's the thing. Back in these areas here, I widened pretty much. So it has tendency, like I said, the air doesn't want to really move off of these bowls. And out of the bowls, fellas, out of the bowls. It wants to build turbulence right in that spot. So I hope you can see the difference there. Guys, it's more narrow in here than what it comes off. So all I can do is I'll have to explain it to you. I don't know what the percentage is because I don't go by percentage. I just go by a clean bowl area and how I want the bowl to look. So I'm modifying it to do what I want it to do. So it's hard to make things look the same on video, guys. I think everybody has said that's on YouTube about their videos. And some guys have better cameras that will kind of give a pretty good idea. But that's the bowl. And that's probably about what I'm going to wind up with. And that's pretty much it. Because what's happening now is back in this area, you can't really do much more than what I've done here. I cut this down best I could. And of course, the guide is cut down now, mind you. And this here area, you can't really do much with that bump right there. That's about as much as I could go with it because the metal's starting to change and get hard. And you know what that means, guys, when that happens? You see a little difference in the metal and feel it in your bit, or you just happen to have a way of knowing the way metal sounds even when you're using a bit if you're experienced. But if you're not experienced, you can tell how the metal starts where it don't want to move. That's usually a danger zone. So anybody's porting heads and you're grinding and all at once you're hitting the spot and it doesn't want to really grind and you're bearing down to make the metal move, well, if that's a bad area, you might want to back off unless you know you have, well, enough metal there to do what you're doing. If you're experienced and you know what you're doing there, then that's fine. But if you're not experienced and you see the metal not really wanting to move anymore, then that's usually because the metal is getting thinner, believe it or not. Unless your bit's wearing out. But that's all common sense, guys. So I'm going to show you this right here and let you compare a little bit. Now keep in mind, guys, I've already modified these heads. This is like well, if I had to put a number on it, this is 50% better, probably 70% better than what it was from the get-go. But it's just not blended in yet or anything. So even this area right here, and the way I have the bowl cut back right in here and all, and get all the dead areas out of the way, and your sharp edges too. One thing I might as well mention, guys, back in here, this is a very sharp lip right here. So you want to smooth that out, and that's what I'm doing. So I just thought I'd give a couple pointers in case somebody's porting heads. But the main thing is, guys, don't get too carried away if you don't know what you're doing with something. It's your first time in there, because these are a boat anchor, but you don't want them to really anchor your boat. If you're doing these in the first place, you're doing them for a reason, and that's to make them better. So less is better sometimes, guys. So I'll put it to you that way. But I'm going to pack it in, guys, because it's cold out here, and I've been out here for a long time. And I don't even want to tell you how much time I have in this ittle bitty little port right now, because you would laugh at me, guys. You're like, you're insane, Terry. So I'll save you the heartache on that one, guys. But I want to take time to tell you guys thank you for hello. Thank you for watching. And I always want to do that. I tell you guys that a lot. And we're working on the 460, guys. We're getting on our way with it. The dove heads is going to be what we're going with to get this motor up and running. I know a while back I said I was using the E7s. That's down the road. I'm going to be doing that. And the E7, yes, the E7 big block. Not a small block E7. A big block E7. And a little bit of difference in them, fellas. Yeah. No, Terry did modify a pair of E7 small blocks to fit on a big block. Don't be waiting for that episode, because you're not going to see it, fellas. I'm not that extreme. But anyway, fellas, thank you, and I appreciate it, guys. Have a good night, and God bless you. Take care.